Is the latest coming in from Bangladesh. Muhammad Yunus addressed Bangladesh on Sunday, and he laid out a plan as far as what he thinks should be the transition for Bangladesh over the next couple of weeks, months, or possibly years. That hasn't been clearly stated by Muhammad Yunus. He also made a pitch that there needs to be a wide range of reforms before Bangladesh can transition to a democracy once again. But that has raised a lot of power struggle questions in Bangladesh. There is now also a lack of consensus over how and when this transition would actually take place. BNP, the opposition party taking on Sheikh Hasina's Awami League, which was barred from taking part in the elections last time around, is now very unhappy with this roadmap that Muhammad Yunus has laid out. Why? Because BNP says that there is no clarity on when the elections will take place. Several sections in the BNP also are upset that Muhammad Yunus, who's supposed to be an interim head of the government only for a short transitory period, is now not putting in place the roadmap as to when that transition will be completed. So who knows, is it going to be weeks, months, or possibly even years? And that's going to cause friction between different political outfits going forward. In fact, BNP very categorically said that Muhammad Yunus' speech lacked the roadmap for transition that is needed, and what it will fuel is turmoil that is already taking place in Bangladesh and may continue going forward as well till this flux doesn't end. And in the interim, maybe to keep some other quarters happy, Bangladesh has lifted the ban on Jamaat-e-Islami, which was considered to be a very radical outfit under the previous administration, which was that of Sheikh Hasina. And now the Bangladesh's largest Islamist party is now free to contest elections as and when they take place, whenever they may take place. And that's our big debate today on India Global. How long will Yunus government's reform process take? What will be the transition? Most importantly, this interim phase, when will it end? It's not just me asking. It is not just Bangladeshis asking. It is the political outfits in Bangladesh who are now questioning as to how long this will go on before Muhammad Yunus starts and lays the groundwork for election. And that's our big discussion. Fareed Hussain, editor of United News of Bangladesh, joining me live on the broadcast. And we'll also get Veena Sikri, who's been the former High Commissioner to Bangladesh. Mr. Hussain, to you first. The voices that are coming in from BNP, they have been asking and they've questioned as to why Muhammad Yunus hasn't laid out clearly his transition to elections. And that's a question that many political outfits are now asking.
Thank you. Yes, you are right that after Yunus's address to the nation the other day, what he said is that about the election, that they need some vital reforms in judiciary, in election commission, in police, in administration, in other institutions before an election can be held.
No, that is true. Muhammad Yunus has been saying that. But what I'm asking you is, BNP is now asking, how long will this go on before elections can take place? It's now BNP, the largest opposition party, or now the largest political outfit, asking Yunus, when will the elections take place?
Yeah, I know that BNP is saying that they need a clear roadmap, but they are also saying that they are ready to give a reasonable time frame for Dr. Yunus to hold the election. But what they are asking is that Yunus should talk to the political parties and make it clear that the roadmap. But as I understand that they are raising this question, and also another large Islamic party, Jamaat-e-Islami, they are also saying so. But
so everybody wants elections, but somehow Muhammad Yunus is the one who doesn't want an election. Is that how one should read it?
Yunus has said that, well, when people will ask me to go, I will step down, we will go. But then he has led it to the people, But the other hand, that when political parties are raising this question, that we need a clear roadmap, but I understand that they're still not pressing it too hard.
Okay, Veena Sikri, okay, hold your thoughts, sir. Yeah, Veena Sikri, respond to that. And how do you read the situation? Everybody wants an election, but somehow Muhammad Yunus is not giving that timeline clearly. to the nation, to the political outfits?
Yes, I think it is becoming a matter of concern within Bangladesh because Bangladesh is a constitutional democracy. And in the constitution of Bangladesh, it is laid down about a parliamentary democracy, having elections regularly, and how these elections will be held. But now the government of the day in Bangladesh, the interim government, there is no constitutional backing to the way in which they have been formed. And when we say about, the people will decide, there are institutions in democracy like the Election Commission of India, Election Commission of Bangladesh, which is authorized to decide on this question and to hold regular elections. And if there has been a determination that the previous election, for whatever reason, was not fair or free, then it is up to the Election Commission of India to declare, Election Commission of
Bangladesh, ma'am, yes. Yes,
to declare when the next election will be held. In the meanwhile, there are a number of other worrisome indicators. For example, we do find that every day various Islamist leaders who were in jail on various
they are now getting free. I'm going to come and ask you that specifically about how do you read the situation about Jamaat-e-Islami now being the ban being lifted on the main political outfit as well as its student wing. I'm going to come to that in a bit. But before that, I want to ask you this, that if pressure is mounting on Muhammad Yunus, how do you read his next steps? Now, I mean, what do you think would be going in his back of mind? Because he said, I want reforms before I come about and commit to any election roadmap. How do you see Muhammad Yunus now from here on, ma'am? Veena Sikri.
I think that the big question is reforms is a very important aspect. No doubt it's an important aspect because there is demand for reforms. But on the other hand, you also have a situation where leading editors in Bangladesh, leading writers in Bangladesh are saying that there is an increasing tendency for this very government, for the institutions under this government to do exactly what they were accusing the previous government of Sheikh Hasina of doing. For example, the police, action by the police, the question of people who have disappeared. Today, a journalist has died. The editor of that journalist, Gaurie TV news channel, has been arrested. There's no knowing where he is. And the people who are caught are being put under what is called an unknown category, unknown names. So anybody can be fitted into a murder charge under that. So in fact, there is big concern that the very same aspects, we have seen so many professors in Dhaka University, in nursing colleges, in medical colleges, having forced to resign. And now, is this constitutional? Is this democratic? These are exactly the same thing that the government...
Let me get Farid Hussain to respond to that. Those are very serious and important observations, which is that, is it just same wine in a new bottle? Because Muhammad Yunus is also an unelected leader and he is resorting to some of the tactics that people allege the previous regime also used to indulge in. So where's the difference? Where's the big promise that was made to Bangladesh? Where does it stand? Farid Hussain.
Not exactly, It's true that the way police are slapping murder cases against political leaders, including Sheikh Hasina. There have been criticisms about that, and there have been criticism that they are doing it very non-professional way, and they are doing it in an old way. The way Awami League has been accused of doing, they are doing it the same way, and there has been instances, that at least 34 cases, those who are actually filed against the BNP leader before Sheikh Hasina's resignation, the same cases have now been filed against the Awami League man. So these are the, things that many questions are being raised. And it's also, but one thing I tell you about the journalist, that woman journalist whose body was found, in a lake.
Yes.
That seems to be, according to police and the way we saw it in our Facebook post also, it seems to be a case of suicide. The family feud. She had problems.
This is not about a specific person, sir. This is not about a specific person. It's about a larger trend that we are talking, and it's about a disturbing pattern that seems to have emerged. That's the point. Go ahead, sir. I'll let you respond. Then I get into Veena Sikri.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that to make it clear, that's still not clear whether it has any political connection. But what I say, there have been criticism that some journalists, for example, that 7 journalists have been, cases have been filed on murder charges. of the 7 journalists, some of them were very close to the Sheikh Hasina government. That's okay, but what the criticism is that they are being accused of murder.
Yes,
There could have been
indeed. As I said, very serious charges.
These are
Very
serious
serious
charges,
charges.
and there have been a call of release.
Yes.
Dropping the cases against journalists, and there have been concern raised. So these are the things,
These are very serious allegations. And Veena Sikri, then let me ask you about the other very important development, which is the lifting of the ban. It is the largest Islamist party of Bangladesh. As and when elections happen, it is now free to contest. And there were some very serious charges that were leveled against Jamaat-e-Islami as well, besides being known to be an extremely radical outfit by several quarters. There were also allegations that it may resort to violence. It may have been involved in several acts of violence in the past. How do you see this development?
And this is a worrisome development, certainly, because I think the key factor to understand is that maybe it is the previous government under Sheikh Hasina that took the executive decision to ban the Jamaat-e-Islami. But the basis of that decision was a decision by the High Court of Bangladesh. And actually, the High Court of Bangladesh had debarred the Jamaat-e-Islami from taking part in political activity because the constitution of the political party, the Jamaat-e-Islami, was not in consonance with the constitution of Bangladesh. And the question of whether the Bangladesh constitution is supreme, it has to be supreme. It has to be superior to that of any political party. But the political party constitution of Jamaat-e-Islami said that the Quran is superior to everything. So it's a question of a constitutional issue in Bangladesh, which had been raised and a judgment had been given by the High Court.
Yes.
Now that issue has been addressed by the present government of Bangladesh. On the other hand, we're seeing every day that the people who had been arrested for murder charges, the Ansarullah Bangla team and their relations with the Al-Qaeda, with the AQIS and all these terrorist organizations,
yes,
they are now released. And also we do know that even on the 5th and 6th of August, immediately after Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina left Bangladesh, there was a jailbreak, about 500 inmates, including those
exactly, jailbreak happened, yes.
They have been walked out of jail and they're free. So we are very worried about
very worrisome developments. Veena Sikri, I'll have to interject you there. Quick 30 seconds, Farid Hussain, I'm completely out of time. Do you see BNP escalating this into a larger protest to ensure that elections happen sooner than later?
I think they will wait for another couple of months, and before they go into a big protest or any put pressure on Yunus. And same with the Jamaat-e-Islami, Jamaat-e-Islami, we talked to the Amir, yesterday.
Yes.
So they are prepared to give some time, but he said it should not be more than a year.
Okay, so at least the transition could be almost a year, or it may be at least a couple of months. 5th of August is when Sheikh Hasina fled Bangladesh, and now it seems that the flux in Bangladesh continues. Appreciate both of you for joining me.